What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of 5-Minute Mixing Tips. Today we're going to be talking about how you create a submix in FL Studio. Sometimes this is also known as making a mix bus or an instrument bus. As usual, I'll be using FL Studio. However, the concept I'm going to be covering is applicable to pretty much any DAW that's out there, as well as actual hardware mixers. So first, why do you want to create a submix? Basically, what it allows you to do is to group different instruments or different tracks together to edit them as a whole. Maybe you have a drum set that you want to be able to put a compressor on and everything, and the drums, but leave the rest of the instruments or the vocals alone. Same thing applies to your vocal tracks or what have you. So it's very easy to do in FL Studio, and really the possibilities are limitless. So firstly, I've just made a pretty simple drum loop here for you. I'm going to play that here, and while it's playing, I'm going to assign each of the instruments, the different kick drums and snares, to their own separate tracks in the mixer. Alright, so we have every one of our instruments assigned to their mixer tracks. I'm going to put a little bit of EQ on some of these to kind of clean up the sounds. Alright, so now we have a really rough mix of this little drum loop here. But what I really want to do is kind of glue the sounds together and change the overall EQ curve of everything. I like the way that the mix sounds together, but maybe if we had more instruments, we would want to raise or lower this drum set as a whole. So what you're going to do at the bottom of each mixer track, you see this green arrow, and this little wire indicates that your track is going to the mixer bus. What we're going to do is pick, say, insert number 5. We'll rename this as our drum bus. Now we can highlight track 10 where your kick drum is. And at the bottom of track 5, you'll see this arrow. If we click that, our signal is now going over there. We can't just leave it like that because it gets really loud. It's basically doubling it. So we need to now stop routing this signal over to our master bus by clicking on the green arrow here. We now have our track going from 10 into 5 and then to our master track. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to send the rest of these instruments into mixer track number 5 and stop their signal from going directly to the master bus. It's kind of nice because once you've already added one track to another track, a small gray arrow appears to let you know which track you're working with. Great. Now we can play back our loop and we can adjust the volume of all the drums together without having to change any levels. Alright, so let's say we wanted to maybe put an equalizer on here and a compressor to change things around a bit. Alright, we can look at our EQ. Maybe we'll want to dip a little bit out of these hi-hats. Give some sizzle on top though. We can play around with our compressor. Before our compression. This is after. A little bit more punch, a little bit more clarity. And if you were comparing it to other tracks, you can now mute all your drums at once. Well, that pretty much sums it up as far as how to make a mix bus. Thank you for watching this episode of 5-Minute Mixing Tips. I hope it was helpful to somebody out there. Feel free to leave a message in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if there's anything in particular you'd like me to do a video about in the future, please let me know.